Welcome back, Cruising with Wheels family. Y'all know I'm Kevin and this is Frank. And today,
you know what we're going to talk about today? Yeah, getting rid of some more bad habits, people, because we're going to talk about the top 10 things you should not do in your cruise cabin.
so just like Frank said, we're talking about the 10 things that you should never do in your cabin. And we're going to tell you why. We're going to start with number 10. And what is number 10?
Oh my God, number 10 is please don't tape, glue, or affix anything crazy to your cabin walls or cabin doors.
What are we doing, people?
I know,
are
we've
we
seen
redecorating?
No, we've seen it. I mean, it's not your house. Put the paintbrush away, the hot glue gun, or whatever you might have.
Now, you all know that we love to decorate our doors. We like to do that so that we can delineate through that long
Walk of shame corridor.
that is our cabin.
That's right.
So if you're going to do that, please be kind. I'm sure Frank will find that picture. We took a picture, didn't we, of one of the cruises we were on, the people right next door to us.
I didn't get a picture of that, but
no.
that poor, we were walking out of our cabin to disembark, and that poor cabin steward was next door with a razor blade scraping the outside of their cabin door.
They used a double-sided sticky tape.
Yes.
So what we are going to suggest is instead of doing that, get yourself some Command 3M strips. Those work well.
Yep.
But we highly suggest magnets.
Yeah.
You can get magnets. All the doors and cabin walls, for that matter, happen to be made of metal.
Right.
So, you know where I just was recently out to the dollar store and I saw they had magnets that had tape on both, tape on one side.
Right.
So you could affix that to anything you want and then just stick it up on that door or wall.
Whatever you use, make sure it can be easily removed and that there is no paint damage or structural damage.
You will be charged.
To your door or walls.
Now, number 9 is do not think that you're going to steal the bathrobes or towels.
Yes, I know a lot of people just love those giant beach towels that the cruise ship leave in your cabin that you're allowed to take down to the pool, or you can take them in port if you go to the beach. But you got to bring them back. Because what's counted in your cabin
to be counted out.
Yes.
Now, I know we're going to get comments on this because there are some subscribers, and you know who you are, that have messaged me saying that, well, I took one home and I got a souvenir and they didn't charge me. But I want you all to think about something. If you steal things like a towel,
shame on you,
then what do you think's going to happen? Cruise prices are going to go up because they need to replace them.
And for those of you out there that are constantly complaining about, and I quote, I'm so sick and tired of these cruise lines nickel and diming every 2 seconds. Well, hey, if you're stealing robes and slippers and beach towels,
Frank.
And whatever else you're trying to put in your purse and sneak out the side door of the cruise ship.
Remember Valentine Bitch?
Don't complain.
Remember Valentine Bitch? Link above. She stole the silverware.
Oh my God.
But anyways, we'll get to number 8 right now. And number 8 is do not keep your cabin a total disaster area.
Yes. Now I want to expound on that. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Because let me tell you, Kevin and I have, we leave our cabin, we roll down the hallway, and we have turned and looked into other people's cabin.
And don't judge us, because we all know that you do it too.
Yes, but let me tell you, it's like the show Hoarding, buried alive, and it's only day 2 of the cruise.
Now, I want you all to think about some things, okay? When you are unpacking your cabin, don't just throw everything everywhere. Maybe you do live like that at your home. I was going to say, I hope you don't live that way at your house.
Hey.
But remember, a clean cabin, a well-organized and thought-out plan will make your vacation that much better.
That's right.
And your room steward
Yes.
will love you for it.
Right, because you know what? You know that the cabins are small. There's not a lot of space. It behooves you to keep things organized. But we've seen cabins where...
You love behoove.
Behoove. It should. We've seen cabins that, you can't even see the rug. There are clothes and shoes and paperwork and pillows and comforters and garbage all over the floor, all over the counters, all over the bed. It's a total disaster area. Can you see your cabin steward walking in to straighten up your cabin, clean your bathroom, and walks in and goes, your cabin steward has about how many cabins would you say in the course of a day they have to clean in the morning?
I think 50.
That's what I was thinking.
It's about 50 cabins. It will vary by cruise to cruise, so...
Your cabin steward needs to get in and needs to get out. But if they have to come into your cabin and bring a shovel with them just to clear a path to the bathroom to clean your toilet or, hold on, whatever it is they need to do for you, come on, people. It's crazy the things we've seen.
Now, I'm going to expound on number 7.
Uh-oh.
Number 7 is do not have loud arguments. Now, I will be the first person to admit that I am not the easiest person to live with or to travel with. And Lord knows Frank and I have had arguments on the high seas.
Oh, God, yes.
But please be considerate of your other cruisers. First of all, nobody wants to hear your business.
I know.
And they don't want to see your dirty laundry. Okay?
See it, hear it, whatever.
But also, you don't want to be part of Frank's Tales from the High Seas.
You're going to be the talk of the ship. Your neighbors are going to know all your business. And you just, it's uncomfortable. But then again, there are people who would say, I don't really care. Well,
Right.
all right, but you know what? I care because I don't want to hear your business.
And
Well, unless it's juicy and I got to write
I
it
don't
down.
know if you remember, but that's happened on one of the cruises we were on.
We have a next door neighbor from a balcony.
Right, and we're not going to say the cruise line, and we're not going to say who was our neighbor.
I don't even remember that
Okay,
part. I just
but-
remember there was a balcony involved.
And it was a constant thing. Every day they were screaming and yelling at each
Lord.
other. And then when I happened to had looked over, not over around on the balcony, but just happened to look in that direction,
Like, who is that again?
they were screaming back at me going, mind your own business. Well, guess what?
Well, shut the hell up!
That's what I said. And I said, by you screaming and yelling, it is my business. So
You're
that's,
disrupting other people's cruising vacation experience.
and what do you have to be so
Good
angry
Lord.
about? You're on a cruise.
I know, this is what we can't figure out.
Right.
We cannot figure out
Well-
why there are all these attacks, beatings, murders, and assaults on a cruise ship.
But that's for another video.
Yeah.
Now moving on to number 6.
Oh, number 6.
Do not hide items in the safe and then forget them.
I know.
Right? You put something in the safe because it was so important to you.
Right.
And then you forget
And
them.
then you're like, you're off the ship, you're in your cab, you're on your way to the airport, and you're thinking, did you check the safe?
Now, I didn't tell you this in preparation for this video, but I actually, this morning, when I was on Facebook, happened to come across a Facebook cruising community that was dedicated to finding lost and stolen items.
Really?
For passengers.
Wow. Well, that's a
and
nice service.
It was very nice, and it was cruiser to cruiser, and there was some crew members that we know
Oh, how nice.
located in there. And I just thought it was interesting, but if you're forgetting something in the safe, it must not be that important to you.
I know. Now, you know us. The things that are in our safe are jewelry, medications, passports, IDs, money. I mean, that's the stuff that's valuable. and shouldn't, we wouldn't leave lying around. But Lordy, all that stuff you're going to forget?
Now, number 5, I think is one of the top pet peeves that I personally have.
And the cruise lines.
Oh, and the cruise lines,
big time.
and some of the major cruise lines are now implementing a fee if you do this. And what is it, Frank?
Well, number 5, do not hang items out on your balcony to dry. The balcony is not your backyard clothesline or your dryer in your laundry room. You shouldn't be leaving bathing suits and t-shirts and towels hanging on the railing to dry or on the lounge chairs, because you know what? When that ship starts moving along, all this stuff is probably flying off your balcony.
Well, I was just going to say that first-time cruisers would probably think that it would be appropriate.
Right.
And I kind of give them a pass because they don't know better.
You don't know any better.
But if you've been on a cruise before and you've had a balcony, you know how windy it gets when the ship is going full steam ahead. And, I kind of thinking about when you're in port, and I've looked over and I've seen things hanging out, and I kind of think, what do these countries think of the Beverly Hillbillies balcony cruise line? And
then you've probably got maintenance and cleaning of the glass and the windows, and your stuff is all in the way, or you're leaving it all out there, and a major windstorm and water, cyclone, which all your stuff's flying about.
Our tip would be, my tip would be,
what is the appropriate action to take?
There is a cruise line. There is a clothesline in your shower, and a lot of people don't know what it is.
Yes.
It's a round disc, and there's a little bump or nub on it, and if you pull on it, it'll go right across and click into...
On the other side of the wall, there's a little hook.
Right.
And that's your clothesline.
But we also have...
What do we bring with us?
Magnets. They're magnetic hooks, or
suction
we have
cups
suction cup hooks.
That you can put in the shower as well. You can hang t-shirts and hang bathing suits. And people that bring, multiple bathing suits. So while one is drying.
That's what I do.
Yes, one is drying, you've got the new one on, and then that's wet, and the other one's dry, and you keep alternating. But it's a major no-no to be drying your laundry on the balcony.
And number 5 can be directly linked to, where is it? Number 8. So number 8 was don't keep your cabin a disaster.
Yes.
That includes the balcony. So keep the laundry where it belongs.
Right.
Now number 4 also is about your balcony.
Yeah, do not leave your balcony door open. Like at your house. I need a nice breeze. We're just going to leave the balcony door open. Well, that's going to be a problem because certain things can happen.
There becomes an issue when the ship is underway. And I will tell you that we have left our balcony door open, but it's usually when we are docked.
And we're in the room.
So there's a caveat to that. I mean, you want to make sure you're in the room. But when the ship is underway, what happens is there's so much wind, and it will create suction. And that suction... I mean, you go and you open that
your door,
your cabin door into the hallway, and you could be sucked right out.
It creates this massive wind tunnel, and everything in your room, poof! All the papers, it's just it's like a cyclone within your room, as well as it affects
your air conditioning.
Air conditioning, the outside elements of wind and heat, the inside of your cabin air conditioning. If you haven't turned it off or lowered it. And in some cases, we've heard reports that it affects the smoke alarm in the cabin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah. So it's one thing to be like us in your cruise cabin, lounging around
on a port day.
On a port day with the balcony door open, and we're in and out from the cabin to the balcony. Or
in the morning when we have our coffee.
But it's another thing to be like, balcony door open, and you've left your cabin and you're out the ship, and it's like, What do you want, birds flying in your room?
And that's another, number 4 is another thing that the cruise lines are starting to implement a fee for.
Yeah.
If your cabin steward comes in and reports that, you could incur a fee on certain cruise lines.
It's
Now-
just not done.
Now, number 3 is
You would think it would be common sense.
you'd think it would be common
But
sense. However, we have seen, how many times have we seen this?
Oh gosh.
On our last cruise, we actually,
Yeah.
when we were docked in Cozumel, we were across.
Right.
There was a ship across
Right,
from
because
us.
people that have cruised know this, and those of you that don't, we're going to tell you right now that on a long dock, our ship could be on the right side of the dock. Let's say we're on NCL, and maybe on the other side of the dock, it could be a Royal Caribbean or a Princess ship or whatever.
Or it could be another NCL.
Right, but you know what?
They're close
They
enough.
are
You
so
can
close
see
you could
everything.
reach across and say, "Can I borrow a cup of sugar?"
So number 3 is do not run around naked with the curtains open or have sex on your balcony.
Yes, that is just crazy. Now, again, those people think, well, it's my room, it's my private cabin, blah, blah, blah.
I
And
can see
I'm used to, I get out of the bathroom, the shower, I come out to my cabin. Well, you know what? You could come out naked from your bathroom, and there's your cabin steward. Because while you were in the shower, you didn't hear your cabin steward knock. And the cabin steward has a key to all the cabins because that's their job. And meanwhile, you've opened the door, you've come out buck naked, and there's your cabin steward straightening up your cabin. Or maybe there's a crew member that's doing maintenance because you put a call in, and again, you didn't hear them, and they didn't think you were there. So you don't know who's going to be in your cabin, and then you don't know who can see you from the other ship. And I'm telling you, those ships are closed. I used to say to Kevin, close the curtains. I feel like I'm being watched.
And we're
I
clothed.
I wasn't even naked.
So in Cozumel, was it Cozumel? I think it was.
Was it?
I think it was Cozumel or Costa Maya. It was a Mexican port. There was a Royal Caribbean
Yeah.
ship directly across from us. We had a balcony on the getaway.
And we were on the same deck level because we could see right across.
And I saw one cabin. I was drinking my coffee on my balcony.
We were innocent, really.
And I just happened to look in that direction, and there was a guy with his doinker hanging out, running around his cabin. And I was like, oh my God. And then 2 cabins away, there was a naked lady.
I'm like, ain't nobody want to see that.
And I'm sorry. I don't want to see your twig and berries, and I don't want to see
Your punani.
your punani. So that's enough of that, because I'm getting flashbacks.
Now, counting down to number 2 is do not plug your hair dryer into the shaving outlet in the bathroom.
Yes, this is very, very important.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that outlets are all the same.
Yes, they're not.
They're not, especially on a cruise ship.
Right.
Now, if you're not familiar with the outlet in a cruise ship bathroom, Frank will tell you,
Right.
there are multiple ports in it.
Right. There is basically one outlet in your bathroom, and it's strictly for your electric shaver. And it has 3 slots in it. And the 2 slots to the left are usually for the American voltage, like for me. And then the middle and the slot to the right is for the European voltage.
Now, this...
So you can't, if you bring your own hair dryer, and a lot of people do because they can't live without their own.
I'd have to bring my own.
You can't go into the bathroom and plug it into that outlet. That outlet the voltage is not designed for a hair dryer.
Right. It's been specifically
Right.
calibrated for electric shavers.
And
It is a lower voltage, and it's on a separate circuit. Now, these circuits are all linked to other cabins. They could be linked up to 50 cabins. So save yourself the embarrassment,
Right.
because you could screw up everybody else's.
You'll blow the circuits.
You could set the fire alarm off.
And
You could, okay, so for those of you that don't know, that are new to this channel, I'm a hairdresser. And very often when you're using the wrong voltage for your hair dryer, what will happen is it will get too hot, okay, and the cord will start to melt, and then it does a spark and a little fire starts.
Yeah.
Fire
You'll-
is the worst
yes.
thing on a cruise ship.
You'll explode. Yeah, pretty much.
So please be
Yeah,
kind.
there is a
It's only
reason
for
that
shavers.
the ship designers put outlets here and there. There's a reason why. I mean, people say, why is the hairdryer in my cabin at the desk, in the drawer, or wherever it's mounted? It's because that's where the electrical voltage required for the hairdresser is. That's the way they designed it. Who are we to say? It is what it is.
And number one
The most
is something that you've specified a specific thing, but we have to broaden it.
Oh, absolutely.
No smoking on your balcony or in your cabin. Now that is cigarettes, that is cigars, that is vaping, that also is pot or illegal illicit drugs.
Shameful.
And of course, no lighting of candles.
Yeah, that's again. It's like
I don't know where you're getting candles
I
from.
don't know. Well, you can get lighting candles, or maybe that hot plate you smuggled in your carry-on because you want to have a hot plate, or the little tiny electric coffee maker you also smuggled in.
It's no smoking, honey.
You know, I know, but it's all the stuff that leads to. What does it lead to?
Contraband.
Contraband and fires.
And
things
fires,
that,
yes.
that are that's the biggest fear on a cruise ship.
Now-
is things that will overheat, things that will burn, things that will cause a fire.
And the cruise lines really, across the board, have cracked down on this. There are fees involved if they come in your room and they realize that you've smoked in there. It smells like smoke, or they
Right.
see your cigarettes, butts, or someone reported you.
Right.
And what will happen is you will be charged.
Yeah.
And it could be anywhere from $250. I've heard or seen on Cruise Critic and other social media areas, up to $1,000 people have been charged because they're smoking in your room.
We've had cabins where there have been burn marks on the rug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so obviously someone has been in that room.
Well, and honestly, we don't know if it was prior to the no smoking in your cabin. It could be. We're not, because we're not sure.
I'm just saying, I know people are doing stuff they shouldn't be. Okay,
Right.
You can give them the benefit of the doubt. We all know human nature. We know you're smoking and you should not be. There are thousands of people aboard these ships, and smoking where you should not be smoking and causing a potential fire as people flick their cigarettes off the balcony.
It comes right
Yes,
back in.
you are endangering the lives of thousands of people. And that is a big, big no-no.
So that's our top 10 things
Yes.
not to do
So-
in your cabin.
Check the list.
Don't-
check it twice.
Don't be naughty. We want to remind you that we are on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram,
Yes.
here on YouTube. Don't be naughty. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel if you're not already, and following us on all those social medias. And while we're talking about social media, Frank, we're going to remind them about your cruise
That's
chat.
right, because not only do we have our regular Facebook page, Cruising with Wheels, where you can go and chitty chat and ask questions, but I also have another Facebook group called Cruise Chat. Just type in Cruise Chat in Facebook, click to join, and you can go there, share your experiences, ask questions, and make new friends.
But as always, we want you all to
Travel safe.
and cruise often.